Hi, I'm John and welcome to the Jigsaw Puzzler. Today I want us to look at this puzzle, a 500-piece puzzle from Ravensburger. It's called Postcard from New York. I encountered this puzzle recently at the Australian National Jigsaw Puzzle Championships in Melbourne. My puzzle partner and I decided some months ago, when we found out that this competition existed, that we would enter. We come from quite a distance away from Melbourne, but we decided we would fly down for the weekend. In fact, the whole family would fly down for the weekend, and she and I would compete in the pairs competition. The pairs competition involves two people, my partner and I, and a unseen jigsaw puzzle, 500 pieces, and a 2-hour time slot in which to complete it. We completed this puzzle in 34 minutes and 44 seconds, which is a record for us. Now, we haven't been doing a lot of practice. In fact, it's our first live competition altogether. I've done 2 online ones as an individual and our first pairs competition. So we were pretty impressed with how we went. As soon as we opened the bag, when we were told to unwrap the puzzle, I knew and recognized the image immediately. Unfortunately, it is an image and a puzzle which a number of other online jigsaw puzzlers have done before, including some who were in the room. So it was an image that was familiar to quite a number of people who were already there. My puzzle partner and I had seen the puzzle before, but we had never done it before. So we felt that we were at a slight disadvantage. However, 34 minutes and 44 seconds later, we were really happy with our effort. We came 36th in that competition, and we were quite happy with that, although next time we're aiming for in the top 30. But we'll see how that goes at the time. The puzzle is relatively straightforward to do. It is one of a series. There is a postcards from Paris, and I think a postcards from London as well in the series. And it's relatively straightforward, although quite an eyeful under a stressful situation like a competition. In the middle of the image, we have a giant black and white photograph of the Statue of Liberty. It's a collage style puzzle, which means that there are a number of different elements, artistic and graphic design elements, as well as photographs of objects and places, all collaged together to create the image. So in the middle we have this large photograph, black and white photograph of the Statue of Liberty, and then a segment of the New York skyline. Not a segment which is immediately recognizable, so there's not like the Chrysler building or the Flatiron building or anything like that, just generic skyscrapers, one of which has a very tall antenna on the top. There's also a United States postage stamp, 15-cent postage stamp, also with the Statue of Liberty on it. There is a postmark from New York stamped onto the image. And there is a bird, a large purple and yellow flower, some smaller flowers over here, pale purple and pink flowers, some white and yellow flowers, and then this multicolored background which goes from red and orange and pink on this side through sort of white over to green and yellow, and then there's really blotchy purples and yellows over here. Superimposed on top of parts of the puzzle are, I don't know if they're spirals or just concentric circles of different colors and patterns. So across here there are concentric circles of reddish orange dots, which are larger towards the middle and get smaller and smaller the further you get out. Down the bottom, a similar arrangement with green dots. And then we have some stripes, some purple stripes here, and then this segment or section of blue ovals, which transform into reddish pink circles. There is also 2 sections, quite a large section here and a very small section over here of writing, copperplate, beautiful copperplate writing. And then there are these blotches of different colors covering the background. It's a busy puzzle, but if you pay attention to the details and to the textures and colors in particular, it's not a hard puzzle to put together. Doing it as an individual today, I have put the border together first. That wasn't hard to pick out and not hard to put together. I then did some sorting in my puzzle trays. I pulled out the postage stamp, the postmark, and the Statue of Liberty to begin with, and also parts of this purple and yellow flower in the corner. As I was sorting through the tray to get those pieces, a number of the puzzle pieces for the orangish red section in this corner and the purple flower in this corner came together, so I just put them in as I went. I constructed those parts of it. Then I looked to see, well, I'll have a look at this skyline here. This building in particular with this antenna, a bit of a defining point in the puzzle, and the buildings around it. So I managed to get those, and then I looked at the dots. The green dots here first, the purple stripes, and then I did the red dots over here. And that really left me with this section of writing and the background over here. This section here, which transitions from very dark red to orange to a lighter orange to a pale pink to the white, not hard to pull those out, so I did do that relatively easily. And then I pulled out the writing. It can be tricky to know which way up some of the writing goes because it looks like it could have been written from either direction. However, that went into the puzzle relatively easily. And then I'm just left with these little tiny background sections here on either side of the Statue of Liberty. Again, going by shape of what was left, not hard to do there. So I managed to complete the whole puzzle. I didn't time it. I think it was about an hour, but which I would be happy with as an individual time. The quality of the puzzle though, Ravensburger, good quality premium brand. The puzzle pieces are thick. They do hold together, but quite loosely. It's not a tight fit. You can't really pick sections up and move this one, so I tended to sort pieces in situ and then build the sections in place. Thick pieces, matte finish, so that the lights, I did it under natural light. You look at the time lapse, the lighting is possibly a little bit different from the other time lapses. That's because I used the natural light coming in from a window rather than the room lights. But matte finish, so it makes it easy to see the details under any kind of lighting. A really fun puzzle to do. Not actually my kind of puzzle. I wouldn't walk into a game store or a puzzle store and find this and think, oh yes, I'd love to do that. It's outside the box for me. So it was a pleasure to do something and to enjoy something that I initially thought, oh, I might not like this. Of course, on the day of a competition, you don't have much time to decide whether you like it or not. You simply have to put up with it, and that's what you've got. But looking back on reflection, having done it a second time, I can see that this is not the sort of puzzle I would normally have chosen, and yet I still enjoyed putting this one together. 500 pieces is smaller, half the size that I would normally do. I normally do 1,000-piece puzzles. I've got a few larger than that. So 500 wasn't particularly tricky for me. Once you get the border in, you know what size you're dealing with, and placing the individual elements is a lot easier than on a 1,000-piece puzzle. So let's go to the time lapse and have a look at that. It takes all of 4 to 5 minutes to get through the whole thing. Click like and subscribe, and leave any comments below whether you've done this puzzle before or one of the others out of the series, or whether you've competed in an in-person competition before and done something like this. That was my first turn at a competition, and I'll be doing it again. All right, on with the time lapse, and thank you for watching.
you.